All right, so here's another hay buying lesson for a newbie Alaska farmer. There's a real shortage of hay in Alaska this year. The second cutting was almost a failure, and so there's just not enough to go around. And because I don't want to get caught with my pants around my ankles in February or March, I'm trying to buy all the hay that I can now. So I was buying these rounds here. There's two places in town, two feed stores I can buy hay. And they had them at one feed store here for $140, and the other feed store was $167. So I bought this round bale here, a bunch of them, for $140, thinking how smart I was, but then really frustrated because the cows were eating them in one day. And I thought, oh my God, what is going on here? Part of it was because it's been so cold. It's warming up right now. We're getting a big snowstorm. And then it's going to be 15 below again. But second reason is, look at the size difference. I found these other ones yesterday on Craigslist for $135, which is still a lot of money for a round bale, given I had to drive 100 miles to go get them. And I could only manage to get 4 of them here on my truck and trailer, but it's better than not having the hay when there's a real hay shortage. And the lesson there is, number one, I can't buy retail. I mean, buying retail to try to sell beef at wholesale is ridiculous. The grain and hay prices are going to destroy any profitability that I have here. So I'm trying to figure out how to get more hay. I ordered enough hay last June, but the guy still hasn't delivered it. It's now December the 5th. So I'm trying to keep up with my hay. But the lesson there, and this is obvious, it's obvious to anyone that's been doing this, it should have been obvious to me, which is, don't just look at the price of the hay, look at how much hay there is, because that bale there is probably 600 or 700 or 800 pounds. That one there is probably 350, 400 pounds, you know, just off the top of my head. So if I can get that for 135 and that for 140, and that's going to definitely last at least 2 days, and that's only going to last 1 day, I'm going to go bankrupt if I have to feed $140 worth of hay a day to my cows. I mean, that cuts it in half, basically. So that's the lesson. And obviously desperate people do desperate things, and we're not quite desperate yet, but it's going to get that way in this state, given the lack of hay. So I'm going to be unloading these 4 that I have, and that'll last about a week or so. I wanted to take my flat deck trailer, and I would have been able to get all the guy had, but my flat deck trailer is completely frozen to the ground. I mean, completely frozen, and I could not move it yesterday to save my life. So I had to take my dump trailer. So it's just part of the charm of living in Alaska. Anyways, there's the lesson. Be careful what you buy.